Hey everybody, how's everybody doing? All right, so I have the live stream set up for normal latency. So I might be 10 or 15 seconds behind in theory, but you're supposed to get a better picture and better quality live stream with less buffering and things like that, I guess. But everyone that came from the last live stream, that kind of carrying the conversation over. We're also still talking about the red dot site that I brought up. And like I said, I'll have to try it for myself and see. Like I said, I got to fix this little piece first. But anyhow, welcome everybody that's here now. And let's see. Rick is back. Awesome. Fran, oh, I'm sorry you have to go. I know it's late. I actually I think I might start the do the photo editing first. Maybe at Well, no, I have to do the live streams earlier on Thursdays because the days are getting they're getting longer, like till 8 o'clock here. So if I can finish all my live streams by 4 or 5, I can still go out and do some photo walks in the evening. But the way it's set up now is like I don't have enough time before it gets too dark to go out after the stream, which is kind of what I want to do today because it's so nice out. But okay, so sorry, I was just reading. Hi Deb, how are you? Bob, oh, you're back. Awesome. Uh oh, James, you're working today, huh? Okay. Yeah, I think you submitted another portrait. I haven't gone into them, looked at them yet. I just downloaded them, so I saw all the thumbnails. But let's go ahead and get right into the editing here. That's not it. There we go. Um all right, so in no particular order, I just bring these in. I guess it's sorted alphabetically. I don't know. Not when they were submitted. Hey, Des, how are you? And so we have a landscape here to start with here. This was from Bob. Okay. Oh, and you're here, Bob. Awesome. Yeah, this is beautiful. Um, I think, yeah, I like it. The only thing I would change here really is just add a little more contrast. I don't see anything I can do to this one. This area should, I wish this was, I might warm it up a bit too, because this still looks a little bit too green right in here. Uh, and the skies are a little bit too gray. I think I'll just warm it up a tad. And you guys throw in any feedback or suggestions, in the chat section. I'll try and keep an eye on that. I'm willing to try anything. But the intent here is really I'm going to be working with Olympus Workspace and throwing out a few tips on editing. It's mainly about, how to use Workspace to edit your photos because Workspace is a really powerful software for doing, just basic editing. Because if you get everything right in camera, you won't have to do that much in post-processing and you won't need professional editors, right? All right. Yeah, Bob, you're always up first. It must be the way you're naming your files because there's a little dash in front of the file name. So that just gets sorted to the top. Now everybody's going to start submitting their photo with a little dash in the front, right? Uh, yeah, so oh, that's too much. I'm just going to warm it up a tad. I don't think it needs any more magenta. Maybe a little less magenta. Nah, we'll leave that alone. I just warmed it up a tad. And then I need to increase the exposure. So let's see, I can bring this in a tiny bit and maybe this one. Eeh, that's not doing it. Let me just do it with contrast. Yeah, if I bring the contrast in, it really darkens the hills, but I can bring the exposure up now. And let me drag this back. There. I think that's it because you got your horizons are straight and let me turn the contrast down a little bit. And it's, yeah, nice rolling hills and it's perfect. I wouldn't do anything different. Um, don't give away your secrets, huh? uh, dang, I just can't think of anything I would do different. I might have put too much contrast, but that that's it. Maybe a dehaze would do it without killing the highlights. Because what the problem I'm running into is when I increase the contrast, the highlights clip right away. If I add some dehaze, that might bring the clouds out. Clarity brings out clouds out really well too. See if I can do that without messing up the hills. And then I can turn the contrast back off. Let me turn that off. I don't think we need contrast actually. Yeah, we didn't need the contrast if I work with the dehaze and clarity. I think that's it. So yeah, but great picture. So that's the before and after. Uh, you know, if I had the raw file, these probably wouldn't have clipped as much up here in the clouds, but basically warming it up, I can see a little bit more yellow here. I feel like this should be more yellow. And the grass too. It just felt a little bit too green. But that's it. I like it. Um, you already dehazed it, right? Okay. So I just did it a little more because what I'm trying to do is bring the clouds in more with the dehaze, that's all. But if I turn the dehaze off, yeah. See the difference? And then I just add a little more dehaze. But yeah, it looks good. Good job, Bob. I like it. All right, let's go to the next one. And this is actually a raw image they submitted. I think this was submitted last on Sunday, and I didn't get to it because they submitted it kind of just a minute too late for me to download it. Like a minute after I downloaded everybody else's. Yeah, this one I would definitely bring the blacks in more. You know, nightscapes and things I like to do during blue hours so you can see all the sky. But if you don't have all the sky, you might as well make it black. Just how I feel. I would do this and I would bring these in. And then maybe punch up the saturation a little bit too. Yeah, right about there. Yeah. Yeah, if I had like a legit, Dave is saying if I used the layer on the clouds, I could play with them and not destroy the picture. A little bit, yeah. I just don't have layers in Workspace. I have to work with the whole image all at once. Um, okay, when I lean over to the left like this, I'm trying to get a straight view at the image because it's on this monitor over here. I feel like it's a little bit crooked though, now that I'm standing here, but sometimes my eyes deceive me. It is a little crooked. So we need to straighten it a tiny bit. Let's see. Tiny bit more. Okay. That looks straight. And gosh, I'm really trying to get the blacks out. The picture's a little bit too warm. I need to cool it off. Maybe not that much, but right about there. And yeah, let me cool it off a little bit more. Let's go to vivid picture mode. See if I can increase. Right about there. Yeah, right about there. So I want to be able to see some more of these buildings in the shadow areas. Oh, that's too much. Right there. And wait for it. God, this thing is slowed down. Let me close my oh, I did close it. All right, nothing's open. But yeah, I think that looks good. I think that's all I would do to this. I'm trying to think if a because you can go with a totally different look with this if it was a little bit lighter, like Blue Hour. I'm just going to try an art filter on it. That's an interesting effect. The bleach bypass filter. Have to wait for it. I kind of like that actually. Let me compare that. No, we'll go back. Well, yeah, no art filter. Yeah, I think that's all I would do. Maybe a little bit more dehaze. Let me try a low-key gradation. So I really want to get rid of this sky. And then I'll bring this up just a tad more. Wow, Affinity Photo is $25. That's pretty good. But you know, I think that's Apple only, right? See, I don't have Apple. All right, I think that's all I would do. Any suggestions? Yeah, no art filter, right? That didn't work. It was kind of okay. That art filter works better in the daytime or in Blue Hour, I think. But let's do a quick before and after. Friends don't let friends. I use art filters. I'm sorry. I use them all the time. But yeah, my gut feeling is I wanted to I need to brighten it up a little bit. I lost too much here in the skyline. I lost dang it. Yeah, that's not a good edit. Let me turn this back down and turn off the low key. Put this back to normal. Wait for this. Oh, so they have a Windows version now? I thought it was Apple only, but maybe they've expanded. Okay. Now we're talking. I think this is it. This works for me. Because I can still see this building here and here. Yeah, this will make a really nice large print. I think what I would do, let me just add a tad of sharpening too. Maybe a +1 there. And we'll give that a second to pop in. When I work raw files, it really bogs Workspace down. Yeah. That looks good. Yeah, we lost some of the hazy feel. Yeah, I agree with that to an extent, but I think I want to make the city look better than it is in real life rather than trying to capture what it is in real life. So in this case, I would cut the haze out as much as I can. So that's kind of why I went with the black. Um, wow, this is an 8-second exposure at using a 40 to 150 kit lens. Excellent job though, really nice. That kit lens, man, that 40 to 150 kit is amazing. Um, I don't. I've never tried, John, video files with Workspace. I don't think it will, to be honest. But honestly, I've never tried. That's a good question. Let me just look at this full screen real quick. Yeah, I like it. I think that came out good. Look at the detail here. I can see all the X's in the box. This 40 to 150 kit lens is just amazing. I'm always amazed by the quality. Look at all the detail. You can see every little window down in here. It's really amazing. All right, but yeah, good job, archery. Let's go to the next one. Yeah, it would make a good wall poster, but yeah, I wanted to clean it up personally. I just didn't like the haze. There's enough haze down here in the light area. Right in here. I didn't like all the haze up in the sky. All right. Wow, this is beautiful. This must be James, right? Yeah, James is killing these portraits. Whew, man, I just don't see anything I would do differently. Wow. That's beautiful, James. Is she on a stool? I mean, yeah, obviously she is, but I'm just saying I can see the stool. I think I think the only thing is this left side needs to fade to black a little bit more. Because it's kind of cut off here. I think it's okay if it's cut off over here. But I feel like this side needs to flow or fade to black just a little more than it is now. But I can't see anything else I would change. So from the lighting in her eyes, I can see there's one big light over here to her right. Or I'm sorry, it's to her left. So it's coming in kind of straight onto her this way from an angle. Wow. Yeah, bring the highlights down a touch. I just don't think it needs it though. I think we're good. Um, but I can pull the highlights down a tiny bit. Maybe the midtones with it. Something like that, and then bring them back a tiny bit this way. 26-inch beauty light, yeah, that makes sense. So if I can, I wonder if I can bring the blacks. Yeah, see, I like this side to be faded out to black over here. And then let me see if I can raise the exposure to bring Oh, I'd like to bring back her hair. I lost it. Where is the hair in this photo? It's almost the same luminance as this. Let me see. This is at 12. This is at 7. So actually her hair is darker than this area here. So I'm not going to be able to bring these back if I want to crush this on the same photo. And you know, the way I can tell, if anybody wants to know, is I'm looking at, I need to get out of the way. But when I put my mouse down here, you see the red value is at 14. And then when I put my mouse up here on her hair, the red value is 7. So what that does, it tells me that this is brighter than her hair. So I'm not going to be able to bring her hair back and get this to go down to crush the black. Because I like how the bottom part looks now, but then the top part is just lost. And it's not something I can do with Workspace, unfortunately. So let me bring the shadows back in. Maybe, yeah, see, her hair, I wish I could bring in a brush and just darken this area. That's the only thing I would change. Yeah, I changed the mood quite a bit, right? From just going from very dark to very light, or lighter. It's not very light, it's just lighter. But I don't think putting a vignette, because I don't want to vignette her hair either. No, that's kind of working. Hold on. And like I said, I'm just getting it to a way that I kind of like. God, her hair. I want to keep the hair. But that's almost there. This is almost blacked out down here. And let me bring the midtones back in a tiny bit. Dang it. Maybe. Yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it in Workspace, but this is where I'm going. Let's do it before and after. This is where I would finish with this image. If I was only using Workspace, this is what I would do. But this part, this is the part that I wanted to kind of go almost black, is all down in here. But I had to do it by sacrificing a little bit in her hair. And the overall tone of the image is darker too. I really like the original. I like the original, everything except this corner. I don't know, what do you guys think? Yeah, vignette to crush the lower black. Yeah, the vignette did it over here. I don't... Yeah. Yeah, I know. I see the background, James. It's got a little bit of... It's a little bit brighter than black. And then it fades off. I really like that. There's just no way for me to bring that... Not with... Well, you know, let me look at the colors of the background. What is the color? 44, 32, 36. And then her skin... Her skin has more green than the background. So I'm trying to see if I can tweak the individual colors to bring the background out a little more. And then over here is mostly red. But I would kill the red in her skin. But what I'm thinking is if I do it with the color wheel, what color am I trying to bring out? Red, green, blue, red, green, blue. Here we have red, green. I bet if I crank the blue up a little bit, the background will come out a little more. Oh, wait. Let me make sure I'm on luminance. Luminance. Let's see if I can bring the blues up. That's not helping. Let me try saturation blues. Because fortunately, there's not much blue in her skin. There's a tiny bit. Nah, it's just not working. I thought maybe I could bring some of the background out a little more by color selecting. But it's not working. Now let me try and raise the exposure. That helps. I'm getting a little bit of glare on my screen. All right, one more comparison. Yeah, the original is nice, except for this part, in my opinion. Other than that, it's really a good picture. Because I can see the blue on the original, but I don't see it quite as much here because I had to crush it. Dang it. Let me knock some of the yellows and oranges out. There we go. Perfect. Ah, I think I got it. Yeah. Okay. I'm done. Excellent picture though, James. Nothing to do there. All right, let's try the next one. Oh, man, look at this duck. Slightly misfocused on the eye, and the beak is all blurry. This is the kind of shot that I would have probably, let's see, what was the focal length? 40 to 150 f2.8 with the 1.4 teleconverter. And we're at 150 millimeters. Yeah, we just missed the focus. So not much I can do here. But the colors are a little bit too strong. So let me pull the colors back. And man, that green. What did you do to this, Des? With the colors, man. They're kind of crazy. Where's my green saturation? I got to get rid of that. And some of this yellow right there. And I'll try and clean up some of the noise, but that's going to be tough. Yeah, nothing I can do about the noise. So let's take a little bit of contrast off. Bring the highlights in a little bit. Ooh, too much. Yeah, I like it the way it is. All right, Des, I think that's all I can do. I like this. I like what I can see in the reflection in the eye. Looks like a landscape or something. But yeah, for this kind of shot, you're too close. You need to get a little further back so you get a little bit wider depth of field. Because just there's just too much out of focus. If the eyes and everything from the head down up to the beak were perfectly in focus, this picture would work better. But the fact that this is blurry, the eyes are blurry, and the only thing in focus is like right around here, is just killing the picture. What do I do to minimize noise in the sky, solid color areas of a picture? It's something you can do with a raw file, but I just apply a little noise reduction and sharpening with a sharpening mask to reduce the noise. Because like there's noise up in here, but I don't have any noise reduction tools in Workspace when I'm working with a JPEG. But that's what I normally do to reduce the noise in the skies. Let me see if I can bring up a Lightroom image. Oh. See if I have any shots here with the sky in it. How about this helicopter? So this was shot at ISO 1600, right? So there's a lot of noise. I don't know if you can see that. And then I have this helicopter that I want to get. My God, why is this at 1/26,000th of a second? What mode was I in? This is a terrible shot. But yeah, what I would do in Lightroom is just do a little bit of color noise first. About 8 or 9 is good. So that right away took some out. And then I would do some noise reduction like that. And then I want to bring back the detail in the helicopter, right? So where is it? I apply sharpening and I just go up pretty high on the sharpening. So when I crank the sharpening up, the noise kind of comes back into the sky, right? So then I apply a mask like so until I'm only sharpening the things in the helicopter like so. And then I just play with the sliders a little bit just to a point. Sometimes going this way works, but I think something like that. So let's compare that, right? Where's my detail button? Now I need a little bit more luminance. So that's what I do. And if I have to, what I can do is I can use a brush and take the noise back off of the helicopter and then just brush in here. Let me brush. Well, I don't need to take that much noise off. But something like that. Maybe not that much. I mean, I'm working fast, but that's kind of what I would do. And remember, this is an ISO 1600 picture, but you can see I kind of kept the sharpness in the helicopter, but killed the noise in the sky. Hopefully that helps. All right. Yeah, my shutter speed is so fast, right? There should be motion in the rotor. I didn't go out planning to shoot helicopters. I don't know. I think that I just tipped out the back door to get a shot of that helicopter, and it just flew by randomly, right? Yeah, I was trying to do some shots around my bird feeder, and then this helicopter flew over. And then there's Ellie running. I was trying to see how well the continuous tracking was. But anyway, all right, let's go back to everyone else's pictures here. Let's see what we got. Okay. I always struggle with these pictures, but the white balance is off, and then this reflection is not helping the picture in this case. The way I like to do reflections, I like to make sure the entire subject is in the reflection, and then flip the object, horizontally or vertically, so that you're looking at the reflection like in the proper angle. But yeah, I gotta fix this white balance. It's just too green. And then cool it off a little bit too. Because I bet this is all tungsten lighting. And then what would I do? I might have to work with the hue on that green, because that green, I don't know why that green is bugging me. The green needs to be more yellow. That might be a bit too much, but yeah, that works. Oh, is this yours, Paul? Oh, okay, Paul. Could not get higher. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like I wasn't there, so I don't know what you could frame or not frame. But I think the focus just needs to be here on the top part. This is a weird crop too. It's kind of a 16 by 9, but vertical, or 9 by 16. Yeah. You got it straight, but let's see. The original 9 by 16. Let me see what's up here at the top. About a 1 by 1. Dang, I wish I could go wider. I kind of like... What's up here again? Some kind of bell or cross. All right, I think I got it. Let's do a... That's kind of where I want to be. Try that. Yeah, that's better. All right, now let me work with the exposure a bit. Let's bring this in. And I need to desaturate it. It's just the colors are a bit too strong. There we go. And let's add some sharpening back in. All right. Where's my white balance? I need to tweak that a little bit more. These are golden color here. Interesting. This is all gold. Wow, let me warm it back up then. Wow, look at that. Really good detail in here. This was shot with a Sony 7M3, whatever. What A7R3 maybe? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not that familiar with the Sony EXIF data, but I think it feels a little bit crooked now. Nah, it's straight. It's straight. I wish I could bring the tones out. Let me see if I can use a color. Where's my color wheel? I wonder if I can bring the... Now I'm bringing in all the yellows in here now. Shoot. I wanted to try to bring out the gold towers a little bit. So what I have to do is do it with the shadows. God, okay. Now let me bring the contrast in again. I think that's it. The colors are just wonky. I think this is why people say they don't like Sony colors. Because I'm having a hard time with the colors, man. They just look wonky to me. I mean, I know I jacked them up a little bit with the white balance, but let me bring the greens back in because we lost all the green in this. Let me see. Yeah, 65 greens. All right. I think that's all I would do to this, Paul. Oh, okay. Yeah, but I love this gold all in here. I just wish, yeah, you say they turn the lights off now, but that would really make this work. I bet a daytime shot would look good, like this gold color against the blue sky. That would be really nice. And a little bit less of this tree, but I guess from where you can stand, you may not be able to, you may not be able to get around this tree. But all right, let's compare that. Oof. Not bad. I think that works better, composition wise. But the colors are just, I cannot get the colors right. Was this a long exposure? Because I'm seeing some motion blur here. Let me see what the EXIF says. 30 seconds. Oh, okay. 30-second exposure. Yeah, so that's part of the problem here. I don't like this motion blur. So maybe take 2 shots and layer them and have one without that motion blur. But yeah, that's where I would go because the reflection is just has been destroyed because it's been cut off. But yeah, this is a 30-second exposure at 70 millimeters on a full frame Sony. And I don't think the Sony colors are that bad. I just something something, this mix of artificial lighting is messing up the colors. And I wasn't there, so I don't know what the actual building color is, but all right, let's move on. What is this? Is this... This is out of focus. Is anything in focus? The 12 to 200 f3.5. Yeah, no problem, Paul. I try, you know. Well, let's just straighten it out. But the picture is kind of lost because everything is blurry. So I'm gonna just be quick on this one. Who took this one? Domaini or something. I can't pronounce that. But I need to straighten this out like so. This is on a 12 to 200. Why does it feel like there's barrel distortion? But it feels like there's barrel distortion too. Oops, sorry about that. Okay. Oops, that's a little bit too much. Maybe there. Yeah, Dave, there's a lot of great photographers here. All right. And then I have to crank up the sharpness. Everything is out of focus. And then apply this, you know, when a picture's out of focus, you can always try an art filter. Let me see. Maybe let me try dramatic tone. Maybe that'll bring the water out. Let me try that. Okay. That's okay. I'm not crazy about that. How about a vintage? I mean, the dramatic tone brought out the water a little bit, but that's terrible. We'll just work with the original. I have to warm it up a tiny bit. And then dehaze. Dehaze should help bring the water out too. Where did dehaze go? All right. Rick says, oh, soft focus. Why didn't I think of that? I mean, the image is already kind of soft. Might as well make it softer. Let's go with the soft focus. And see what that does. Man, why is my computer slowing down? Let me shut Lightroom down. I don't know if that works for it or not. The picture would have to be a lot darker. Give it a more gloomy effect. Come on, computer. What? This is a JPEG, isn't it? So why is it struggling? Now, it's the dynamic range in this scene is a little bit too high to darken it. So I think this is all I can do for it. Give it a second, then we'll do a comparison. Oh yeah, not in Workspace. There's no selectively way to sharpen colors. All right, so all I did was basically straighten the lines and sharpen it. There's not much else I can do. I feel like when I look at them side by side, I don't think soft focus is working. Did I turn that off? No, let me turn that off. All right, hurry up, computer. Wow, why is it bogging down today? All right, now we can compare. Yeah, okay, that's all I can do here. It's just out of focus. I'd crop in, but then everything would be blurry. I'd probably crop in just right here and focus on the steps going in and try and get a little lower. Because I like this part right here. Let me just do a square crop. And then bring the shadows. Bring the shadows back in and the tones down. And then let's go with a vivid on the picture mode. Oh, I don't have vivid, so I just have to do it with saturation. A tiny bit more contrast. This is the way I would have composed it, I think, because I don't feel like the rest of the scene adds anything. Waiting for this hourglass. Oh my god, this is killing me. Why is the... Okay, I overdid it with the contrast, but this is let me take the contrast down and the saturation down. Normally my computer's really hopping along with a JPEG, but today it's just dragging. But yeah, I would have focused on this part here and forget about these bushes and this, whoops, and all of this over here. And then somehow get a little lower and get more of the steps leading into the back. And I think that would have been a more interesting shot. But yeah, you missed focus big time on this, man. Okay, let's move on. Robin, how are you, buddy? Long time no see. Midday harsh light. Yeah, the midday harsh light is rough, and then yeah, I would have composed it with like no sky and just focus on yeah, that shot needed a lot of help. With the focus being off, that what threw me off first. You can't sleep because it's 6 a.m. That's rough, man. Or you were probably up all night working on a video, right? Believe me, I've done that before, man. You're like, I can be done in 30 minutes, and then it's like 2 a.m. and it's like, oh, just one more thing, and then it's like 3 a.m. and then, oh, I can finish this now, and then I can go to sleep, and then it's like 6 a.m. Trust me, I know how that is, man. um, all right, what do we got here? We got some weirdo. Oh, look at that. The way this kind of this to me is where the picture is in here. All of this is just a mess now. This part I like. So I would definitely crop everything out into here. So maybe a square crop. And bring this in. A little bit wider. I guess I can lose that up there. Let me see how that looks. That's almost there. I hate cutting this thing off though, so I might have to go a little taller. Let me try this. Yeah, that works. And I think that works better. This is a little bit too centered, but that's okay. And some contrast. I wonder how black and white would look. Ooh, interesting. But I like the green better. But we need to get rid of this bluish out of here. So let me crank the blue down. And the teal. And then let me try soft focus here. Okay. Maybe if I white vignette it, let me try that. All right, now, whoops. I'm gonna crank the yellow up. Like so. And just throw in some blacks. Maybe a little bit more. It's a bit too much. Maybe right there. Ooh, greens are still a bit too strong, so I can either reduce the greens or I can tweak the white balance. Let me try it with a white balance. Yeah, we're getting there. But the reds. Too much red right there. If I can get the water to look completely white, yeah, I don't think I can unless I increase the luminance on the teal. Because that's why I was bringing in the white vignette. But yeah, it's not really working. And as far as the hue, what can I do here? Yeah, I can't do it. All I can do is maybe try more vignette, but I don't want to kill this side. I don't want to kill that side too much. Right about there. I think that's what I would do for an edit. All right, now let's compare that. So what do you guys think? I feel like all that stuff on the left was just, you know, this stuff was distracting from what I thought was really interesting was how this flower just kind of fell over into the water. I like it now. But yeah, there's a good eye catching this. So that's what you need to focus on. When you see something interesting, just try to get the best shot you can of that one thing and forget about everything else. Kenny VA, how are you? What'd you get yesterday? Oh, nice. No more soft images. Congrats on your new camera. A little bit too yellow, Rick? Yeah, tiny bit. I'll just reset the white balance. I was just trying to get rid of the blue, but yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's better without that white balance adjustment. But I think that works. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Gosh, oh my God, we got so many. I have to work faster. Whose was that anyway? John Rayner. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Architectural. Okay. It's crooked. Dang it. Oops. Something's crooked. Let me see. Something's throwing it off. It's right here. Um, this has to be straightened just a tiny bit. Okay. And this bush is a little bit overbearing on that one. It feels like you're kind of crushed up against one side. I think we need to go black and white with this. Like, let me just do a quick grainy black and white on it. Yeah, so many pictures. All right, grainy didn't work, but I bet a monotone would work. Where's I just don't like this bush here on the right or this tree in color. So if I put a red filter, bring the skies in and get rid of this tree a little more maybe. Yeah. And then let's give it some punch. Right there. And it needs we need to let me see what this does. Sorry, I'm not thinking out loud, but I'm trying to trying to see if I can get a little bit more negative space in here because all of this needs to be really kind of just not drawing your eye. I want to make sure the eye focuses right here in the middle. And yeah, the trees are obscuring the shot, right? So I think I'm just going to crop this. Let me square it off first. Okay, let me let me align it now. So we're at what? 2765. So I need to add, I need to crop over a little bit to the left. Maybe to the right. It's just not feeling right. Right there. That might work, Dave. Selective color. But I didn't like the color of the building itself, actually. The yellow stone just didn't work for me. I need to bring this down a little bit. That's too much right there. And then dehaze, I don't need to dehaze anything, but it always brings the tones in the black and whites out better. All right, I think that's what I would do. Yeah, I made it a little bit creepy, huh, Plato? What was kind of a nice place now looks a little bit castle-like. And let me just bring the dehaze all the way up. I like how it's messing with the tones here and some of the stonework. And from there, I don't know if that might be too much vignette, but let me see. All right, we're getting there. So let me bring the highlights back and then darken the image. I think this is where I'm going. It's a little bit darker. Come on, Workspace. Slowing me up here. All right. It still looks crooked to me for some reason. Maybe it's the roof line. Yeah, it's just a hair more here. Gosh darn it. All right, I think that's all I would do. Let's do a quick comparison now. So there's the before and after. Yeah, I think this is much more striking picture on the right. I like the idea of a selective color, but I just don't like the color of the building itself. And there's a lot of good detail in this. Yeah, really nice. We're getting a little bit of some lens defects showing in the image though. Come on. What are we using here? 12 to 2, another 12 to 200. Yeah, I don't like that lens. Every shot I've seen from it seems like it's slightly out of focus or something. All right, let's move on to the next one, but I like that. I think that shot's, you know, I could work on it a lot more and get it to where I want it, but that's the direction I would go with this image. Okay. This one, I like this red boat here, and I like this boat with this red bar. The sky is not adding anything here, so I would crop. I would do a wide crop. Definitely. This is a lot better picture, Des, than your duck. or geese, whatever that was. Let me try 16 by 9. And then I gotta straighten it again. Dang it, let me see. This corner straight. No, it's still crooked. So we need about just a tiny bit here. Now we're cropping the red boat out, but this red boat is the most interesting thing in the picture, and this boat. And a little boat there too. Wow, okay. Dang, I hate to crop this piece out, but I think I have to. My head's obscuring. Oh, thanks, Rick. I'll move over. Or I can do this. There. Because if I go over there, then the picture's out of frame for me. I like this red boat though. I hate to crop any of it out, but it's mostly, yeah, just some days you just don't get any sky worth taking a picture of. But that's okay. I mean, let me see what a super wide shot is. Where is it? 16. Where did my 16 by 7 go? Wait. 16 by 7. I used to have a 16 by 7. It must, I don't know how I deleted that, but let me try that. There we go. Get rid of these lines. Oh, that's too much. The 16 by 9 worked. All right. Spent 5 minutes on cropping, but I think this crop works. And then let's bring up the reds and blues. Because the white balance actually looks about right this time. So all I would do is saturate the reds and blues here. And the yellows. What do we have in here? Yeah, that's a strong red. Yeah, it's a strong blue in there. All right. There, and then let's sharpen. Another 3 feet left. Yeah, I get it because the red boat's cut off. Bob is Plato's saying the red boat is distracting. I get that because it is cut off. But if I crop it up to here, I'm going to lose this boat. And I don't want to crop the whole building out, but I guess I could try. Let me see what that looks like. If I crop it to here. Now it's just too much. Ugh. We'd have to crop it a whole lot to make this work without the red boat. Let's see what that looks like. All right, that's not bad. Let me get a little bit more square. Let me go with 7 by 6. Well, maybe not that square. Yeah. Good old 4x3. I think that works. That crop works pretty well. Of course, now we got the flowers in the windows that are cut off. Dang it. See if I can save some of those. Yeah. I think this crop works. Almost, dang it. A little bit more. Because I want to center the water. There. That should be pretty center. Too much of this tree now, but let me see how that looks. I think that works. Too much of this tree on this side. A square crop. Let's try a square. No, I don't think a square crop would work. Because that would cut off this and have too much tree, I think. I mean, I'll just show you. Yeah, I think that's just too... Well, that kind of works, actually. It just needs to be straighter. Actually, square crop's not bad. Who suggested that? James? Yeah, James, that's not a bad idea. Okay. This works. Why did this move again? Now it's crooked. Yeah, I think this works better. So let's compare this when this hourglass goes away. All right. All right, there you go. Yeah, just because of that red boat down in the lower left corner. Oh, now my head's in the way. I don't know if I like the square crop actually. I think I like the 4x3 crop better. Let me go back to my 4x3. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think that works better. Okay. Not bad. I like the 4x3 crop a little better. All right, I'm gonna Let me close Workspace and open it back up, because it's starting to get a little finicky and slow. I don't know. Maybe if you turn it off and on again, maybe it'll be better. All right, but yeah, that's a nice shot, Des. Come on. Hold on. I lost my chat window. Okay. What are some comments here? The chopper crop is good, color balance. Yeah. I turned a dog into a princess. It wasn't that bad to begin with. There was a scene there. Just had to crop it, right? ProRay says, should I buy a used 25 Pro for 500? Ugh, I don't know. I think the 17 Pro would be a better choice. I'm not crazy about the 25 millimeter personally. And I hear the 17 is actually a little better. You should get the 25 f1.8 instead of the Pro version. But if you're going to get a Pro class, the 17 I hear is really good. Let's see. Oh, okay. Nice little blue heron. It's just a little bit too bright, that's all. So let me bring the exposure down. Straighten it. This will be an easy straighten it with that leg right there. And go with a vertical crop like this. And add a bunch of sharpening. And tiny bit of clarity to bring out the clarity. Works good here. Maybe some dehaze too. Bring out the feathers more. All right, and then let's take a notch off the highlights, a tiny bit in the shadows. Well, no, let's bring the shadows down and bring the midtones up a tiny bit. But the highlights are just a little bit too clipped. All right. I think that's all I can do there. And a tiny bit more saturation. Wow, it looks like there was some noise reduction already done on this one. And maybe missed focus, because the focus looks better on the rocks here than it does on the bird. And there's some CA in there. Yeah. It looks like we focused back here, because the bird is out of focus. All the focus is back here. So that's the problem. Yeah, another 12 to 200, right? Yeah, I'm not a fan of that lens. But this is basically the only problem is I would have probably underexposed this a little bit more so you can keep the highlights down, because right now they're almost clipped and it's hard to raise the exposure on the bird without totally clipping the highlights. So from an exposure standpoint, but yeah, the focus has been missed. That's the biggest problem. But let's do a before and after. I think, yeah, I think a vertical crop works better in this case. It's just too bad the focus was missed. This could have been a really good shot. All right, let's move on to the next one. Where are we? Here. All right. This one is better. This is by the same person, Denise or Dennis? I'm not sure. Man, I just so you must be standing on a bridge. Composition wise, I'm just trying to see what some kind of balance here. Let me try a dark filter here. Oh, that's too dark. Now, again, I gotta, because there's stuff in the sky. Let me try a dramatic tone. Because there are some clouds there, actually. See if I can bring those out somewhat. Okay, that brought it out, but that's killing the rest of the picture. So, what I'm gonna do, just add a little more there. A touch on the white balance. Yeah, I'm with you, James. There's a lot going on in this picture, right? But I just want to balance the colors a little bit and see what stands out by color. And then once I kind of get the color mix, then maybe I can work on a composition. Because sometimes when you don't see the composition right away, what I like to do is just exaggerate everything else in the image and then see if there's a composition on the exaggerated parts. If that makes any sense, right? So I've kind of popped the colors and the contrast a little. Now maybe I can try to find a composition, because when it was before it was a little bit flat and I couldn't see a composition there. And honestly, I'm still having a little bit of trouble trying to find the composition, but these two buildings here are standing out to me. Like this trio of buildings right in here stand out. This church, you know, catches the eye too, but it's all cut off and it's way too far back in the distance relative to everything else going on. So I feel like a square crop right in here would work. And we have perfect reflection. Maybe a vertical crop right there. Let me try. I don't know if I have the right crop, but let me see. Right in here. Almost, dang it. Cut off a little bit more. It doesn't need straightening. Stop it. All right. Need to crop in a tiny bit more. There. Okay, I think that's the right composition for this scene. And the colors are about right. I wish I could bring that sky in somehow. Let me give that some thought. Maybe a dehaze. Did I already do that? I have not done that. Maybe a clarity? No. Let me try a dehaze. Oh, Bob says the same thing. The left-hand side is more interesting. Yeah. I wish I could bring the highlights down a tiny bit. Let me see. I've already dropped -10 on the exposure. If I mess with the curve a little bit. No, that's just messing it up. How about here? Now let me bring some of the reds back in. I want to make the reds stronger. These reds and oranges. And pull back the greens. Ugh, there's a little bit too much yellow in the trees, so I need to not. Okay. What is Rick saying? The square shape of the building and its reflection lower right is uncomfortable and creates a strange central divide. Ideally, in a perfect world, a photographer needs to move his or her angle. Yes. Yeah, I didn't like the right side either. All right, there's that. The next thing would be, the only other thing I might experiment with is like a black and white. Let me see what, but there's not. That's interesting. I'm a little torn. I kind of like the black and white. Let me try something. Sorry. Let me try this. No, dang it. No, that was terrible. Hold on. Go back to this. I like the black and white. Let me do a black and white with a red filter. That's going to brighten up the roof line, but it'll darken the sky. Maybe a green filter. No, let me try the red filter. Ah, that didn't help the sky at all. So I think we'll stay with color. Sepia. No, sepia doesn't work for this for me. I mean, psychologically, sepia is kind of a, like for old wooden Western. Yeah, I don't like sepia at all. I think the original color is best. All right, let's compare this. A cross process. Yeah, greens and reds would not work. Because if I do the red cross process, I can't imagine this looking good. Yeah. Ooh. And a green is not gonna, it's gonna be awful. No, that's not too bad, but yeah. Let's just go with the original. Compare these and move on. Cause I'm about to run out of battery here on my camera. Yeah, I'm at 3 hours and 10 minutes on this battery. But yeah, I think the one on the right, my little crop, is better. Cause this whole building just doesn't work. None of this over here. Just right in there. That looks good, actually. Full color. You were just kidding about the cross process? Okay. Let's check this one. All right, this is the same church that we saw in the other image. Nice church. I like the... We need to sharpen this and dehaze, or bring the clarity up. And then let's go black and white. Yeah, I like that. And then I'm going to crop the heck out of this. Dang it, it's crooked too, isn't it? No, it's pretty spot on. It's just my dying eyes. Let me crop out just a little bit of the bottom here. So what's that, about a 4x3? No, 16 by 9. Yeah, that's too tight. 7 by 6, too square. All right, there we go. And let me add a red filter back to the image. All right, that looks good to me. Yeah, slight straighten, right, Bob? I'm just not seeing. Let me try that. There we go. Now it looks straight. All right, let's compare that. I think it's a lot more interesting in black and white than in color. Did I add some dehaze? I think I did. I think I could use a little more. So I'm going to try and bring this roof line in a little bit stronger. All right. Good. I like it. Just like that. I mean, maybe the blacks are a little bit too strong, but I like where this is going. Something like this. Compared to before, right? I like the black and white a lot better personally. And just get rid of these buildings right here. I think the tree line, if you crop right up to the tree line, makes for a stronger image. Okay, let's move on. Yeah, a little bit more headroom on the top, right? Yeah, I agree. Just a little more headroom. If they had cropped it, like if they had just moved up off of these buildings and got more on the top, it would have been perfect. All right, let's go to the next one. Oh. Wow, little bit of motion blur here, it looks like. We're at 1/250th of a second, so why is there some motion blur? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, this is This looks like it was focus stacked. Cause look at the way the blurs are. It's sharp, then blurry, then sharp, then blurry, then sharp, then blurry. That's what it is. This is just a bad job of stacking. I don't know if this was done in camera or in post-processing. Because this is blurry, but then it's sharp here. So I think that's what's going on. It's just a bad job of stacking. Oh, poor B's got his tongue hanging out. And he looks fat. But yeah, it's not much you can do with an image that's it's got these kind of errors in it, the stacking errors. Maybe sharpen it up and go with a dark pop art filter. Maybe not so dark. Let's try a little bit lighter. Nope. No, nothing else. That the pop art didn't work there. Let's work with the curve slightly. That's all I can do with a macro shot. I wish I could give you some more suggestions. This is already, which lens is this? The 60 millimeter? Oh, it's the 30 millimeter macro on an EM1 Mark III. So, I think yeah, when you did the focus stacking, you need to use finer steps, smaller steps and more steps. I forget what it's called. One is called steps and the other one's called, but you have to tweak that a little bit so you don't get these kind of errors. So keep practicing. Use smaller steps and more of them. And then maybe get a little bit lower. Looks like the back is not right. But yeah. Sorry, Frank. It's yeah, the stitching is messed up or the stacking is messed up on this one. I love dogs. So cute. It'd have been nice to see what he was looking at. So if you could have had a plate here and then not had all this up here, because everything up here is dead space. It's not adding, it's just distracting. So let me crop this way. Try a different crop. And then give it some sharpness. Give it a little brightness. And warm it up a tiny bit because this artificial lighting is a little bit too cold. Oh, let me get all of that chair out. I don't like that chair. And I'm gonna do a fake I'm gonna do some fake highlights in the eyes. So all right, that's a good size. Oops. Dang it. Oops, my opacity is too high. Nope. Let me go a little smaller. All right. I got it wrong. I'm a little bit off on the cloning. Let me try that again. So we'll do, where's the light coming from? Over here. So we'll do a little bit here and a little bit right there. All right. And let's bring these shadows back up a little bit. I want to see his nose a little more. All right, Deb, I think that's all I would do here. Like I said, I just wish I could see what the dog was looking at. A little plate of steak or something here, right? Let's compare before and after. Ooh, you know, the highlights I added are not very good. I'd have to work on that a little more, but I think I brought up the shadows on the snout just enough and warmed it up a little bit because the artificial lighting, it must be a LED light or something, because that lighting is not very flattering. Okay, nice. Yeah, and be eye level, right? You'd drop it just on the, you'd crop just on the face? Maybe. I can try that. This is the last one, right? So let me try what Rick suggested. We'll just do a crop right on the face. Yeah, I like that better too. I agree. Give it a second to snap in. And you know, like in a real photo editor, you could brush in a little bit of brightness or recover some of the shadows in the eyes, because it looks like the eyes are a little bit brown, or they're getting this reflection brown from the table into the eyes, and that would be really nice. Yeah, LED lighting. Yeah, I figured, because LED lighting is really a low quality light. You know, when you just buy them off the shelf at Home Depot, so you don't get rich colors from LED lighting generally. That's why like photography LED lighting is so expensive, because it's supposed to supposed to give you a very good quality light. just so you know, there's differences in quality of light. Sunlight being the best, but LED lighting among the worst. Okay, Deb. Yeah, I like this. I think this square crop works. Oh God! Wow, Rick wants to go in really close, huh? I could try that since my battery's not dead yet. Man, 3.5 hours on one battery on the EM1 Mark II. Maybe just capture a part of that ear and go there. I know, the closer you get, the better, right? I really like it. You're right. The expression on the dog's face is priceless. Yeah, I didn't do a good job with the eye things, but I think it helps. Yep, that looks good. That looks really good. I think all of the crops were pretty decent, but this may be the best one. Really capturing the face. Because, you know, when you compare the original one, this looks like a picture with a cell phone, right? But this looks really professional over here, like you knew what you were doing. It's just too bad you had bad lighting. But okay. All right, everyone. Somebody ate his lunch. Let me go back to a normal screen. Yeah. Wow. Man, this is a long session, but I appreciate everybody sticking it out with me and watching and follow along. And thanks for all the suggestions. I always learn a lot too when I'm doing these edits. So I'm going to do another one on Sunday. You know, normal photography chat, and then followed up by a photo edit. So submit more if you like. It's always fun editing other people's pictures. Maybe I'll try and edit some of my own next time too, so you guys can see if I can get out of here. But all right, you guys have a good weekend if I don't see you again.